Hello children, we will see the absorption of water and minerals by the plants. So how do plants absorb water and minerals? They absorb through their roots. The roots have two functions. First, to fix the plants to the soil and to absorb water and minerals from the soil. Absorption of water. The root system of plant consists of a main branch from which lateral roots arise. Lateral roots bear root hairs. These hairs are outgrowths of the outermost layer of root. Each root hair is an extension of an epidermal cell. Root hairs are unicellular, delicate, and are easily damaged. They are replaced daily by new cells. They increase the surface area for absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. Now you might have seen the root of a plant is like this, and from the sides some branches come out. Okay, so these are the root hairs. Let us do an activity or see an activity to observe the root hair. For that you need bean seeds, cotton, water blade, glass slide and compound microscope. We take some bean seeds and soak them overnight. Then we strain them and place them in moist cotton. After 2 to 3 days, a radicle will grow from the seeds. Then the lateral roots will develop with root hair on them. Carefully, we have to remove the root of one seed and place some root hairs on a glass slide and mount it in the water and observe under a compound microscope in low and high power. What we observe will be like this. This is the epidermal cell. From the epidermal cell, the root hair grows. So root hair is the extension of the epidermal cell. Now, so root hair is made up of how many cells? Only one cell. Now, if you see as any other plant cell, this epidermal cell with the root hair also has the cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus and the vacuole. So this root hair provides large surface area to this cell so that more water can be easily absorbed through this surface. Now each root hair has an outer cell wall and an inner cell membrane. The cell wall is permeable and it allows all molecules to pass through it. The cell membrane is semi-permeable. It allows only certain substances to pass through it. We have studied in previous classes freely permeable and semi-permeable. Freely permeable means everything that is available in the surrounding can easily pass through, but semi-permeable membranes will only allow some of the substances to come in or pass through, and some they will not allow them to enter or move out of the cell. Now water enters into the root hair from the soil through a process called osmosis. Now what is osmosis? Osmosis is the process in which water molecules move from an area where they are more in number to an area where they are less in number through a semi-permeable membrane. Normally, the concentration of the water molecules is higher in soil than inside the root hair. Hence, there is a flow of water from the soil into the root hair through cell membrane. The thin cell membrane allows small water molecules to pass through but prevents large soil particles from passing inside. So what happens in the root? Only the small water molecules can pass, but the soil particles cannot pass into the cells. Now see the process. This is the diagrammatic sketch. If you see, this represents the soil. Soil has these red particles, they are large in size, they are soil particles, and these blue circles, they are small in size, they represent the water molecules. And this side you have the root hair cell. In the root hair you see the water molecules are less compared to the soil, and the mineral particles, here we call these as mineral particles because plants require only minerals, not all types of soils. So soil contains minerals. So already plant has some minerals inside it, but their number is more compared to outside. So what is happening? The water which is more in the soil will move towards the root hair which has got less water molecules. So this process of movement of water from its own higher concentration to its own lower concentration is called through a semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Now see here, absorption and movement of water in root hairs. If you see, this is the transverse section of the root, means when we cut the root in this form like a cucumber piece, we find a circular one. So this is only a part of it. We can see here, this is the epidermis. This epidermis, one of it is showing the root hair. Now this root hair is surrounded by soil particles, and there will be water also in between the soil particles. So that water moves into this root hair, goes into this epidermal cell and passes into this region. This region is called as root cortex. It is made up of parenchymatous cells. So they have thin walls, so easily the water from epidermal cell can pass into the first parenchymatous cell, then it goes into second, then it goes into third. Like this it passes through the root cortex from one end to the other end. And then there is another layer that is called endodermis. This outer one is epidermis and the inner one is endodermis. So it will pass through endodermis and enter into, see these cells? These cells are pentagonal in shape. So they are all xylem cells. Okay. So the water will enter into xylem cells. It will only enter into xylem cells. And then this xylem is of root xylem. Then the root xylem is in continuation with the stem xylem. So the water can easily move into the stem and then enter the leaf.